It's over here. Door open. Door open. Door over here. Over here. Dark side. Dark side.
Yo.
Oh, legacy.
Ooh, Trustee, what's this? What's this?
I got Trustee.
Crap roll. Oh fuck.
Oh, it's a scout?
I got gauntlets.
I got a class.
Garbage roll. I'll take it.
These gauntlets look sick.
That first raid loot chest, and when you actually get a gun, always feels good. Always. Even if the gun isn't exactly what you hope for. The Deep Stone Crypt has been an interesting loot pool, in that weapons do have the chance to roll with some raid exclusive perks like Reconstruction, where your magazine can double in size and reloads itself over time. But most notably, the weapons have been what I would consider in the off-meta archetypes. A 180 hand cannon, a high-impact sniper, and now this, a 260 RPM scout rifle. Today we do an overview of the new Trustee Raid scout rifle. This is a rapid frame shooting 260 rounds per minute. The intrinsic trait to rapid fires being you can shoot in full auto. Now, normally I'm not a fan of full auto on scouts and pulses. I like to line up each shot and pull the trigger when I want to. But for this weapon, full auto is great. We managed to find the stats for this weapon thanks to D2 Gunsmith, and it looks like Light GG got them as well. And as you can see, aim assist value of 67 with a recoil stat of 59, which isn't very good. The best barrel option for this is, in my opinion, Arrowhead Break, giving you plus 30 to that recoil stat, making this much easier to fire in full auto. For perk options, there's some very good perks you can roll, including Reconstruction and that redirection combo, as on my Posterity hand cannon, links listed below. Zen Moment and Wellspring also being very good. I will say that it looks really unique, and Bungie's done a killer job with the aesthetics for weapons in this raid. So the roll I have here is not a god roll or anything new and interesting, unfortunately, but it has a decent perk synergy with both under pressure and high impact reserves, making that bottom half of the magazine very good. It also has Arrowhead Break, making it much more predictable and controllable firing. The gun handles well, and the scope or sight or whatever you want to call it is pretty clean and easy to use. With 17 bullets in the magazine, that meant those perks procced at 8 bullets. It takes time to adjust to using a weapon where you don't reload constantly, and it can be frustrating to use because you need to be more mindful to get the most out of it. My roll thankfully came with a reload mag perk and a reload masterwork, so that when you shoot all of your bullets, it's quick to re-engage an enemy. So in the gameplay for you all, I did a patrol and a lost sector arm with this, and for PvE, it's okay. It has a great range for a 260, and that aim assist buff that Bungie gave the scouts for Beyond Light is very noticeable. With that solid aim assist and recoil, this thing in full auto was very, very good. And getting that damage buff at the bottom half of the magazine made quick work of groups of enemies from afar. But that's the thing about 260 scouts in general. They require a lot of concentration once you get in that mid to short range, because you're going to miss a ton of shots and waste a fair amount of your damage output. So like an idiot, I have my Succession Raid Sniper paired with this, long range. But I would really recommend that you put on a lightweight or rapid fire kinetic shotgun, which would give you a good option for when things get closer range. Perfect Paradox or Hawthorne's Field Forge shotguns come to mind. This weapon is great as a support gun, and as long as you can keep some range, it's very, very effective. Now, for legendary lost sectors and overload champions, this thing does a good job as well. Solar Shield Shanks, it does great, and there's plenty of utility in its use, but it's not something like an all domination weapon like the new Posterity hand cannon is. If you get a roll with Reconstruction and you suddenly get 34 bullets in the mag, I can see this thing being a ton of fun. I'm definitely going to keep grinding the raids to see what better rolls I can get. All right, now we got PvE out of the way, let's talk PvP. I was curious how those two perks would do and what my optimal TTK would be with the under pressure and high impact reserves procced. Well, we found that you needed 6 rounds in the bottom of the magazine to get that 4 crits to kill. This was against a 7 resilience target, by the way. This means a 0.69 second time to kill. Nothing to scoff at. The problem is, in a real gunfight, you don't often have that perfect window and a chance to land those 4 shots right then and there. Meaning, in general, this weapon has a 5-shot true average time to kill of 0.92 seconds. But as an off-meta weapon connoisseur, I thought, screw it, let's show him what the new Trustee can do. So we went into a Rumble game to see how it would do in 1v1s, and I'm just going to say it's not the best option for that. This gun shines when you have teammates nearby and able to distract, and also letting you pile on assists and kills from afar. For those short to medium range engagements, I am by no means bad at PvP, but as I mentioned, you need to concentrate a ton more at landing those crit shots. This scout is not forgiving as a dueling weapon, and your better bet is to reposition yourself to re-engage from afar or push and swap to a close range weapon. I did enjoy using it, and in control games this can be very effective, and for newer players I think it's a great option. Alright, so we've come to my final thoughts, and I'm kind of mixed. I think maybe if my roll was better I would like it more, but I'm not so sure. It has a very specific purpose, and I can see this being used for a support role or, legendary lost sectors where you have lots of fights take place from afar and you have a vantage point. I give this a B- grade as of now. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comments below, and if you enjoyed this video, please hit that like and subscribe button. We'll be doing more Destiny 2 content every week, and I hope to talk to you in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace. Oh my gosh, I forgot the most important part of this review, which I know you all come here for this. How does the gun sound? It sounds like you're shooting electrified pennies at your enemy. So it's a pass in my book. Thanks guys, peace out.